My name is Narendra Devdas. And, okay, can you hear me now? Okay. And I've learned a lot from Rajiv ji. And I have one question. Most of us haven't read Bhagavad Gita, but we respect it enough. So when you quote Bhagavad Gita in your books, we all have a reference point. For example, when you address Purva Paksha, there are tamasic people, rajasic people, and sattvic people. And the rajasic people who become tamasic are rakshasas. So can we classify all the institutions and the Western culture according to Bhagavad Gita and respond to them appropriately? That's my question.
I didn't understand the question. Yeah. Can we respond to the Western scholars according to the Bhagavad Gita?
According to Bhagavad Gita, calling them Rajasic and Tamasic.
According to gunas. Yeah, when I speak to somebody, I look at them and say they're coming from Rajas, Tamas or Sattva.
Fine.
Sattva has no arguments because they're unselfish. Rajas has selfish component. And Rajas can be worse than Tamas if it is used badly.
No, okay. The question is, can I classify them according to the guna system? That is the point.
Yeah.
You should ask question very quick. So can we use guna system to classify Western Indologists? That's the question. Yes, we can do that. My purpose is to look at the output they've produced on its own merit, rather than the quality of who produced it. If Einstein is declared to be a corrupt man, immoral, he was doing bad things, it has nothing to do with whether his theory of relativity is good or bad. If gravitation as developed by the theory laws of gravitation developed by Newton, if it is proven that Newton was a badmash, he was a scoundrel, then aeroplane will not stop falling down because gravitation is gone. The nature of reality is independent of how somebody is understanding it, his understanding and interpretation of it. Similarly, one could argue, it is possible for a corrupt man to be a brilliant chess player. It is possible for a Rajasic, Tamasic man to hit century in cricket. I have to evaluate him what score he had. Seedhi baat hai. I want to convince our people who are in the middle, who will not believe in this argument that aapne usko Rajas keh diya hai, we don't believe in it, maybe we don't know, maybe you are also Rajas, maybe that guy is also Rajas. Then we have moved the debate to something else rather than the debate where it ought to be. The debate ought to be कि उन्होंने ये लिखा है और उसमें ये गलत है. Who he is irrelevant. What is his character is irrelevant. हमने उससे शादी तो करनी नहीं कि हमको उसका कैरेक्टर चाहिए. देख बात सुनिए. I'm not hiring him as an employee या कोई बेटी की शादी हो रही है. I'm not doing anything like that. I don't care उसका character कैसे है. What is his work like? It will be an easier job to dismiss somebody on character grounds. It is a more difficult job to do Purv Paksh on his work. I am doing the more difficult job because once I have refuted a piece of work on logic, on merit, it's a more solid thing. Because suppose I were to refute it based on his character, kal koi acha sattvic character aake wahi bole, then what happens? And he will say, no, I've got this Swami there and that Guru there, and they are all my chelas and they are going to say good things and they are all vegetarians and they are sattvic people. Ab wo bhi kehna shuru kar dein. How will I answer? And let me tell you, these people have many good sattvic people on their payroll, or at least sattvic looking, sattvic sounding. अब हमारे पास we don't have a scanner to look at वो असल में private life में क्या कर रहा है. I am telling you, major scholars in the Rashtriya Sanskrit Sansthan, you know some of them, and in Mysore University and in Delhi University, big names are on their payroll. So those guys are going to come up and stand and say, hum keh rahe hain, put it on our name. So I cannot do my argument based on character of one or two people. It is the wrong thing. Our strategy is better to do the hard work and refute the logic and the argument of what they've written.
I didn't say that we should ignore them. I said we should consider their origin.
Yeah, we can also add it.
It is difficult to judge a person on his gunas, like you said, because it is subconsciously driven. But the subconscious of a country is in its history.
Yes.
When you look at the history, you know what its most motivation is. So it is the common culture of those people, and they will not budge. Because we are driven 95% by a common culture and not by intelligence.
Yeah, I have a chapter, I think it's chapter 2, where I give the history of European Orientalism, their history, which is a Tamasic history and Rajasic history, and the history of American Orientalism, their slavery, the genocides, what all they did, how that is influencing the thought process of today's Indologists. So हमने वो भी कह दिया है.
संस्कृत बोलने वाला पृथ्वी को परिवार मानता है और अंग्रेजी बोलने वाला विश्व को बाजार मानता है. और ये सोच का अंतर है, क्योंकि परिवार में प्यार हो